Today we are going to talk about On the Line. This is the story of a radio host who one night gets a call from a man and he starts telling his conditions one by one. If this host accepts his, if the conditions are not fulfilled, then he will eliminate his entire family one by one. The story starts and we see a man named Elvis. Elvis is a radio host. Now he is spending time with his family and he plays with the girl for a while and then comes to the radio station. The name of his radio station is 100.3. As soon as he comes inside, he meets the boy here whose name is Bob. He talks to Bob for a while and then an unknown man comes here. And he comes and stands in front of Elvis. Elvis doesn't understand what to do. After some time, the man says that he has to make an announcement on the radio. Then Elvis says that things don't work like this here. Then that man takes out a knife and keeps it in his house and says that if I do not make the announcement today, then I will kill myself. After hearing these things, Elvis gets thoughtful for a while and then he does this. He tells the man, "Okay, I'll take you to my show." After hearing these things, the man stays for a while, thanks Elvis, and runs away. He was just testing Elvis. He then leaves. Bob goes and closes the door and Elvis comes up. After coming up, he meets a girl named Mary who is the operator here and she starts telling him the whole schedule that today Elvis has to talk to someone named James. As soon as he comes inside, Elvis says to a man who has a lot of followers, "Guys, today is my birthday." Then Mary says that your birthday is 13 minutes away. Elvis feels that everything is going wrong with him today. His mind is fine. Then here we see a boy named Dylan who wishes birthday to Elvis. Then Elvis says it's my birthday after 12 minutes. He doesn't recognize Dylan. He is seeing Dylan for the first time. He is Mary. When he asks who is this boy, Mary says that he has just joined our team. Then Dylan leaves from here and Elvis goes to the manager. The manager says that there is a bad news for you. Your show is absolutely good. The people performing are not listening to it at all. Besides that, we have seen your social media profiles. You are not active there either. Your last post was 3 months ago, and this is not a good thing at all. Do it slowly. Your following is decreasing. You will have to be active on social media, only then your show will be able to run well. After hearing these things, Elvis again gets into thinking. He does not understand what to do. Elvis becomes very frustrated. And he talks angrily to the manager. The manager says that I have no enmity towards you, but if you continue like this, then I am afraid that we might have to replace you. This thing seems too much to Elvis. He starts leaving from here and then he sees another host whose name is Justin. Justin starts arguing with Elvis. Justin feels that Elvis has an eye on his show. Elvis says that I have nothing to do with your show. But the time slot you have got is a very good time slot. There is more audience on that time slot, so I will try to get my show on your time slot. Justin does not like this at all. He leaves from here, then goes to Elvis. Kay sits at his table and his show starts. At the very beginning, he introduces Dylan to his audience that he has joined today, and he also makes fun of Dylan. After hearing these things, Dylan gets angry. When it's done, Elvis says, "I'm firing you right now, get out of here." Then Dylan starts to walk out, then Elvis laughs and he calls Dylan in and tells his audience that I'm going to hire a new guy. Just fooling around. Then Mary starts giving all the callers a chance one by one and she lines up the calls. The first call comes from a woman named Emma. She talks to Elvis and tells him that recently she is divorced from her husband. Their marriage was very good for the last 17 years. Then her husband liked another girl, he started spending time with her and after some time he divorced his wife. Emma understood. Unable to understand why this happened to her, then Elvis says that this could be the reason for jealousy. You must have always made your husband feel insecure, that is why he has taken this step. I can only say this from my experience. Then Emma. The call is disconnected and Mary tells that James will not be able to come on the call today. There are some technical issues but these things do not matter. He also knew about James and he says to give a chance to the next callers. Mary connects the next call. This call is from a boy named Gary. As soon as the call is connected, Gary remains completely silent for the next few seconds and he keeps taking deep breaths, yet Elvis keeps engaging him and the conversation continues. He asks how Gary is doing and then Gary says that today I am going to do something that will change the lives of many people. Elvis says, "Can you tell in details?" Then Gary hangs up the call. He returns and Mary again starts connecting the rest of the calls. Here only the girls call one after the other and they all ask the same question to Elvis. Regarding their relationship, Elvis is very famous among the girls. Only then after some time Gary's call comes again and Alice starts talking to him. He asks, "Where are you?" Gary says that I am in the garden of a man who is the most stupid man in the world. I am going to change his life today. I will tell anyone. After hearing these things, "I will not leave you alive." Elvis gets into thinking for a while and says that you should not take such a step at all. It will ruin your own life. You wait for a while and think about all your actions. Think about what his reaction will be whatever you do, but Gary doesn't listen to him and there is a loud crash. Then Elvis talks to him again and says, "Where are you?" He says, "I'm still in the garden. I'm here and I have a butcher knife in my hand. I'm going inside now." Then Elvis starts asking for his location so he can send the cops. After a while, Gary says, "I'm at your house." Then Elvis is very shocked. But after a while she thinks that the man is joking and then Elvis hears his daughter's voice and he gets scared. As soon as Mary hears this, she goes to the other room and starts calling the police, but the man is still on the line. He is not disconnecting the line. Elvis's condition is getting worse. He feels that his family is in danger. He tries to convince Gary again and again that Gary should not do anything wrong. Second, Mary comes back from the side. She has informed the police. Now Elvis doesn't know what to do. He thinks of disconnecting the call, but if he disconnects the call then he will never know. It would seem that what did Gary do to his family and what questions did he want to ask Elvis? That is why Elvis remains on the line and tries to stop Gary. Then Elvis hears the sound of the gunshot and he gets scared. Then Mary she tells him that the police have come to your house, just keep talking to him. Then Elvis starts talking to Gary. He tells him, "Why do you hate me so much? Why are you punishing me? If you want money then tell me, and I will give it to you." Gary says that I have to live in money. Give a straight answer to the question I am asking. Do you have illicit relations with Mary? Then LV calms down and after a while after saying this, then Gary gives the phone to his wife and his wife also asks the same question. Are you having illicit relations with Mary? Then again Elvis becomes calm. After seeing these things, Gary fires this bullet at the wall. After hearing the voice, Elvis gets upset and starts pleading with Gary not to hurt his family. He loves his family very much. Then Gary again asks the same question. Are you related to Mary Kay? Then, in order to save his family, Elvis accepts this and says that yes, now you leave my family, it is not their fault. Gary says that these things end so easily. After saying this, he asks if you know this, Laura. After hearing this, Elvis gets confused again. He takes out his phone and writes Laura in the contact and searches, then he gets a lot of numbers. After a while, later he remembers a girl named Laura who used to be an operator here. As soon as Elvis takes her name, Gary says, "What did you do to him? You always used to make fun of him." After a time he quits the job. He used to be sad every day and you never understood what effect your jokes had on him. You also know where that girl is today. After hearing these things, Elvis says that everything was part of the performance. I don't have any personal enmity with her. I used to make these jokes during the show. I thought that she liked these things and she would also gradually become famous. Everyone would know her name, that's why I used to make jokes. I didn't know that he would feel bad about these things. Gary says that you don't know anything. After a while you become blind and do such things, which ruin the entire life of others. If you don't care about your family. If you want to keep it safe, then do as I say. Get out of your studio and come straight to the roof. Then slowly, Elvis comes out from here and he tells Mary not to disconnect the line. He puts a headphone on top and walks up to the roof while talking to Gary. After coming on the roof, Gary tells him to move forward slowly. After a while, you should see Astra. After coming forward, Elvis says, "Yes, I will do it every day. I come here to smoke. I can see Astra." Gary says that ahead you will see stairs. Start climbing those stairs. Then Elvis starts climbing. After a while he comes on the edge of the roof. Now Elvis is feeling scared. He asks Gary, "What should I do?" Then Gary says, "Don't you know that Laura committed suicide by jumping from here? You don't know anything about what happened. Because of your joke someone's life ended. Now I want you to end your life too. You have to jump down from here. You'll feel what Laura felt." Elvis says, "I can't do that. If anything happens to me, what will happen to my family? I'm not going to jump from here." After hearing these things, Gary gets angry and says that if you don't jump, then I will kill your family. LV gets thinking. Then Gary talks to Dylan and says that you will have to push Elvis. Then slowly Dylan comes to Elvis, but after some time he also refuses, and says that I cannot do this work. Then Gary tells Elvis that I will take your wife and children. I'm going to kill them, now no one can save them. Then Elvis gets scared and he uses his brain. He makes sounds as if he has jumped down and instead of jumping down, he jumps on the roof. Then Gary talks to Dylan that when he confirms whether Elvis jumped down or not, Dylan also lies and says that Elvis jumped down. Then they see a drone flying and they understand that Gary had been watching them all this time. And now he has come to know the truth, that both of them were fooling him. Elvis apologizes to Gary, but Gary says that there is no room for forgiveness now. He fires 2 bullets in a row. After hearing the sound of these bullets, now Elvis he is stunned and feels that Gary has destroyed his family. He slowly starts coming down. As soon as he enters the studio, he gets a call on his phone from the police asking to talk to the police. He is surprised after seeing this thing. Mary tells Dylan that you take Elvis and go home, I will close the studio. When Elvis and Dylan are coming down, Elvis says that the police told that everyone at my house is fine, there is no force, according to the house, I do not understand what is happening. After saying this, as soon as he comes out of the lift, he sees Bob's dead body, he is surprised. It is that what is happening now, she does not understand anything. Then Mary hears the voice above, Gary says that I was playing the game till now, but now I am starting working, and then keep the Gary mic to keep it she gives in the lift so that Elvis can talk to Gary. Elvis starts talking soon. I can kill those 2 by entering inside the house, I wanted to see what you can do for your family, I just wanted your confession. As soon as the Elvis logs in the account, he knows that Gary has put a bomb in the entire building. If these people try to run away from every entrance, then all the people will die, all will die. Very much fear he goes to. He understands that Gary is a psycho man. Gary says that there is only one way to get out of here, that you guys find me out. If you guys find me, I will only kill Elvis, and if you guys me, if you are not able to find, then I will kill everyone. My eyes are everywhere, whether it is the house of Elvis, whether this building can be anywhere. Now it is your responsibility to find me out. And after listening to these things, Elvis even more gets more upset because it is a question of life and death. These people start roaming throughout the building so that as soon as these people go up, a man attacks, then Elvis holds him. Elvis sees that this Tony, it is the guard here whose shift ends at 10 p.m. Elvis feels that Tony came here to steal. He tells him what you are doing here, you do not even know what is happening here. Elvis does not want to know about Tony, Gary, or else he will also kill it. Elvis tells Tony that go and hide somewhere, then as soon as Tony hides, these people start moving slowly after coming forward. After coming forward, Elvis sees that there are cameras everywhere, and with the help of these cameras, Gary is able to see all these, and that trick is going on so easily. Then Elvis talks to Dylan and says that we have to go to the basement security room there, and if we go out slowly there, Gary will never know. Then slowly, the Elvis starts going down. After a while, as soon as he enters the security room, he sees that Justin inside the corpse is lying, that is, Gary also knew that when Elvis realizes that Gary had a huge trick. He wanted Elvis to come down and the line of radio would remain on the same so that the Gary control takes Gary control of the radio. Now Elvis is very angry, he runs away and comes to the lobby so that he can lift his gun. As soon as he is going to go to the gun, a policeman comes here and folds the gun from outside on Elvis, then he tells Elvis that throw his weapons. Elvis keeps the weapons down. Slowly, the policeman is opening the door. Then Gary talks to Elvis and says that you have only 10 minutes of 10 minutes, and the time is if you do not find me, then I have kept Mary hostage. I will kill her. Elvis knows that the policeman will not be able to open the door so easily. He starts running up with the dill, but now Gary playing the game with him. Elvis has to play a game. If he wins in the game, then he sings 10 minutes, then both of them start playing the game together. As soon as the game is complete on the tab, Gary says that you have 10 minutes of 10 minutes. And time is the time, if you can find me. Find out. Elvis knows that Gary is up in the radio station, but the electricity has gone here, so the lift is not running. Then these people start running away from the stairs and come after a while. The elevator comes after a while, walking from inside and moving from inside slowly. After a while, as soon as Elvis comes up, after coming up, he sees that Tony's body is hanging. Gary has killed it by hanging it. This scene is very much he is terrible. Elvis comes running away, inside the radio station where he gets a Gary. Then he puts a knife on his neck. Gary says that it is not easy. I have kept a detonator in my hand. I can sometime press and kill them. Only then LPD call comes on Elvis's phone. They say that those people are on the roof and they are trying to defuse the bomb, but after listening to these things so easily, the bomb will not be so easily. Elvis is scared and tells Gary that do not do anything to my wife, children. Gary says that you guys have only one way, if you have only if this whole bomb I wear a Dylan, only then I will leave everyone. Then these people condense the dill. Then a guard comes here and wears a bomb to Dill. As soon as the bomb is wearing, Gary takes out his gun and kills the detonator. As soon as it is killed, it drops down. As soon as the detonator falls down, everyone feels that now these people are going to die, but everything will be over. But even after falling under the detonator, nothing happens. Then Gary starts laughing. After that Elvis laughs and all the people who were dead, they start standing up one by one and start laughing loudly. People were meeting. In this prank, they knew that Dylan is new, they can joke with him. Now Dylan is very much fond of wearing his clothes and knows from here as soon as he comes out Elvis after him. He comes and says that you should say something to come on the mic, but Dill does not say anything and he starts coming back. Then his leg slipping and his head collides while falling down the stairs. Mary runs away from the pipe. It comes down. After coming down, she sees that the entire head has been torn and has died. This thing shocks somewhere. Elvis feels that she feels that all these things because of her prank. It is happening slowly. It becomes in the morning. Elvis is very high in guilt. He gets out of the station and goes and sits and tells the car and driver to drive only when he sees that at the driver's place Dylan is sitting. Dylan tells Elvis that I was joking with you. Then his manager also comes here and says that Dylan's real name is Max. Max is a stunt man. He is always stunts. This is always doing stunts. You were not doing this prank was happening with you. The whole radio station was mixed in it. We wanted to prank with you on your return and seeing you. It seems that your condition is bad. Then Elvis starts laughing and it is said that this was a very bad prank. Now you guys are ready for my next prank, which is very dangerous, but all the people start laughing and with this the film ends here. Then friends, this video of our today it is over here. If you liked our video, then like it, share it and subscribe to the channel.